5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Okay, now look at that cool little deal at the bottom of the screen. I got that to work last night. It might be a little bit bad color, and it might be a little too fast. But the fact is, we've scheduled a webinar for the 30th of September, about a week and a half. And it seems to be popular. Seems to be catching on. I got a lot of replies last night saying they're interested, so that's good. But I learned how to do the little scrolling thing on OBS, which is nice. Give me some likes on that or comment. Okay, so I had to go back and find this article, because when I first found it, I thought this is just more censorship, and we've been talking about censorship a lot this week, but this actually kind of makes sense. This makes more sense than most of what Facebook and Twitter are trying to do. Because I have, like, for example, now you may not know this, because I keep the clapping. I keep things a little separate, but I have some groups on Facebook. I have a U.S. Postal Service group, which has hundreds of members, which is so cool, and we do webinars sometimes special for them. I also have one that is about Wisconsinites for global warming, because like today it was 50-some degrees, 57 degrees on the motorcycle, and, we like the warm weather. If I could move the warm weather to Wisconsin, I wouldn't have to move to the warm weather. But mostly it's because I love science, and so I post articles up there. I haven't been lately because it seems to have calmed down a little bit. But for a while, we were all hearing that the end was near. Now, of course, the UN published a study saying that climate change could actually impact our GDP negatively 10% over the next 50 years. Now, of course, the GDP grows about, 3, 4, 5% a year. So over 50 years, that's like going to grow hundreds of percentages if it keeps on going. So 10% is nothing, And we're developing nuclear. I'm really optimistic about that, and a lot of other alternative energy. And there's some good things about coal, but things like that 97% consensus. Well, they didn't even ask. They looked at articles that mentioned warming, and anyway, there were two sides to the story. Let's just say there were two sides. So, but every now and then somebody would offer an article about the jet trails dropping like Chinese viruses on us or some other preposterous idea. And I just wouldn't accept it. And if it was too political, I wouldn't accept it. So I moderated the group, as I'm supposed to do. It's my group, good, well-written pieces with good footnotes. Yeah, sure, we put that up. But crazy stuff? No, we didn't well, we tried not to. You might think it's crazy, but I don't think it's crazy. Yeah. It's a little more crazy than my live stream. But, so this kind of makes sense. This gets people back in the loop. And I really like that. And, I'm okay with people who advocate crimes not being on Facebook. I'm fine with that. Conversation, discussion, I think that makes sense. My groups are by admission only. So if you don't like my group, you don't have to be there. So I think I think I get a comment. You can comment right on the screen, whoever just sent me that. The point is, AI is only so good at these things. People are better. So this actually gets people involved. Okay, now here's Julio Taylor about digital first. And mostly it's a lot of platitudes about, for the first time in history, everybody's a digital native. So it's time to take digital seriously and embrace change and adapt. And of course, that's always business 101. You got to embrace change and adapt because things are always changing. And they're changing fast, but not maybe as fast as you think. We're not going to get back to the established business models. I remember when Amazon said that, and we had the dot-com bubble, and nobody worried about profit. Profit doesn't matter. You just want market share. Well, it works for the first guy in, maybe the second. It doesn't work for the rest. Okay? So in general, it's bad advice. You still need to make a profit. That never went away, right? And there's a lot of other things that haven't gone away. So how does a small business with no digital experience get started? Well, first, get help. Get your kids or your grandkids to help you. You can build a web page. I was watching Brian, as I said last night, and he made a web page, and his sister, who works for a big bank in Canada, and there's only about 4 or 5 big banks in Canada, does graphic design and web design and stuff. She actually said to him, this was an embarrassment to our family, posting this website. Well, he got thousands and thousands of hits. It was about how to write a resume, and made $20,000 in like the first week. You know, I remember when Gurney Seton Nursery did their first web page, all it was the order form of their catalog. And it had all the items, and you could check the boxes, and it would add up how much it was and give you the total. And take your credit card. That was their entire website. No pictures, no copy, no nothing, no offers. Just the website with just the order form. And that made them a ton of money. So the way you get started is to get started, right? Think about, is there something that you could sell that has universal appeal? You know, the first order I placed online was a cheesehead hat, appropriately, for my mom in Florida who, you know, felt like nobody appreciated the Packers enough. So I got her one so she could wear it to the condo parties. And the guy had a website for cheesehead hats and hat. I think he only sold one model. I think he might have even been in Michigan. But all he had was a phone number. And so I called the phone number. I said, hey, let me ask you a couple questions. This has got to be like 1995. I said, how did you build your website? Oh, you know, I had a kid do it, and it doesn't have any, you know, order form or anything. No, I don't really know how to do that. I didn't care. He said, but I got cheesehead hats, and I can ship them. I can take it to the post office for you. I said, great, I'd like one. And I said, well, what kind of computer system are you using? He said, I don't have a computer. I just have a phone, and I have a credit card processing machine. So don't overthink this, right? That's the first rule. Okay, and as everyone switches to digital, it's a race to the top. No, it probably isn't. It may be a race to the bottom. Maybe the simplest approach is the best way to start. Okay, and it says more of an emphasis on design, on brand, on the... And here was an interesting phrase from Julio. The way things look and feel. Yeah, they look, but they don't feel on the internet. They don't feel on digital. They feel in mail. And so I would contend that this is completely wrong. So let's go on. Okay, and here, Aaron Quitkin, I guess. Aaron, anyway, great article, says, you know, we were all going to be 100% work at home. What we've learned is that work at home doesn't work. We need to be in the office. What it really did was reaffirm the need to be in the office. Now, I've kind of not had an office I have an office. This isn't at home. I had little kids at home. I decided to get out of the house because they wouldn't understand, you know, Daddy's at work right now. But my son-in-law is trying to make that happen, and he does go to a special place. But, you know, I thought, well, when we had kids pounding on the door and they maybe did need something, I would need to open it. So to avoid that, I went to an office. But Aaron says it's just not sustainable. We need to start interacting with each other again. Now, I was hoping, as you can see down here, our performance individually, collectively is in large part dependent on continuous collaboration and engagement. You know, but I found that usually there's one or two really creative people, and they come up with the stuff, and the rest of us are implementing it, you know, or we each have our little part to play. Putting us all in one room and collaborating, you know, it's usually one person takes the lead. So I was kind of hoping for Aaron to have some evidence or case studies, but I didn't see anything. Professional development, I think he's probably has some merit to that. But most of the stuff I learn on LinkedIn or YouTube. I went to a YouTube thing and typed OBS and scrolling text, and I found out how to do that. He says Zoom sessions aren't the same. You need real feedback. But what I really think it says, he says, I believe in flexible working. And that's the one thing. Companies can hardly say, you can't take your computer out of town a couple days if you want to go to Puerto Rico for the winter for a couple of days in November. So here's where I want to end up. How to blow people's mind with direct mail the Google way. And this is a Google mail piece. Google, mind you. Google, right? You know that Amazon does a catalog, or has been doing catalogs. Wayfair does mailings. I have them laying around here. You want to go digital? Look at what the digital leaders are doing. Mail. And mail gives you the best foundation for machine learning and AI. Because you know who got it. You know they got it. You know they looked at it. You know it was looked at and read by a decision maker. Because not everybody's allowed to throw mail in the trash. Somebody in the household takes that job and takes it seriously, right? And looks for the bills and looks for the, tax letters and that sort of thing. So it's going to a decision maker. It's going to get read. It's going to get looked at. And if you're selling something, you ship it to their house so you can line up, even if you don't get a tracking code, even if they buy digital, even if they buy, maybe they even buy, through your retail store. You can still, oftentimes, connect the dots, okay, with their pig card or something like that. So all of those things give you who saw it, who bought, who didn't. Digital, you can't do it. You can't tell me what I probably saw 100 ads this morning already. I don't remember. I don't know which ones I saw and which ones I didn't. And if I buy something later today, I probably don't remember that connection. If I don't remember that connection, no amount of AI or machine learning is going to rebuild it for you. Sorry. You just don't know if I saw it or not. I don't know. But in mail, you know who saw it. And you know who bought. When IBM tried to teach Watson to play Jeopardy, they had 127,000 correct answers. Here's the question. Here's the right answer. They gave Watson the 127,000 questions. See if they got the right answer. He or she, it. See if it got the right answer. So they could keep on improving the algorithm. They'd start again. They'd tweak it. They'd look at the ones they didn't get right. That's what we do in machine learning. We sort out the data. But in order to sort out the data, you got to have some data. You got to have a labeled data set, and mail gives you that. Okay, so Google sends this out. Let's meet face to face. Okay, and there was a personalized letter enclosed. The letter itself invited me to get on a video call with someone at Google. They don't have field sales offices or anything, as far as I know, who could help me build a customized marketing plan with the promise of receiving a Chromebook 11 laptop for use for that call. How cool is that? I once suggested to Blue Cross Blue Shield for their big insurance brokers that they send out a videotape. This is back in the day, before the internet. I used to send videotapes. People used to like them. Videotape and include the video player. In those days, almost nobody had video players. I said, just for watching this video, you can keep the player. Woo-hoo-hoo. At the time, sales calls were $200 a piece. I said it might save you one sales call. But with the right decision maker, with the right targeting, another thing mail can do, there you go. Okay, so here's the unboxing. We're going to go over here to YouTube. We're going to watch the unboxing.
Great package arriving at 10:30 in the morning. It's bright blue. It's Google. Of course, who can resist? We have to open it. The content, as you can see, sits very snug inside. It is a beautiful box, simple, classic, gray printed Google, soft touch lamination, so beautiful to the touch. And as you can see, the inside, the box and the belly band matched the actual blue of the shipping box. These people are perfectionists, what can we say? This is an invitation to book a face-to-face meeting regarding a new project that they're working on. So it warrants the effort. As you can see, the belly band has an extra loop in the back that keeps the letter and accompanying brochure nicely in place. There's the letter, and then the actual accordion folded brochure is soft touch again. Very consistent with the overall packaging, and it gives me some statistics and even more reason why I should book a face-to-face meeting with my good friends at Google.
What do you think of that? Pretty cool, huh? That you can do in mail. Now, did they send out hundreds of thousands of them? Can you get machine learning to tell you what the best reactions were? Probably not. But you could split test it. You could test that cost per piece versus the cost of a number 10 envelope and, a regular sales letter alone, and see if it justified the box. I once worked with General Binding Corporation. They made those spiral binders, you remember those? And I said, you ought to take catalogs and bind them with that binding system that you sell. No one else would ever do it. No one could. They said, oh, that'd be way too expensive. I said, you don't understand. You don't understand marketing at all. If it more than pays for itself, you can justify anything. Right? Now, when I saw this, originally I thought it included a Chromebook, right? Pizza Hut did a thing where they had a video screen in the pizza box. And I've seen some mailers where they actually do a video screen, and when you open it, they do a live conversation with you, which is a little creepy, right? But it can be done. Okay? I mean, there's ways that you can embed. You can also embed a little video player inside of a mailing piece. So all of those things could have been done and could be tested head to head, same day, send them out, see, and it's a little tricky getting an equal quality list. Normally we do an A-B split, but the point is that you can do it, and that's the thing to remember. And so that we don't know, we basically don't know how it did. It grabbed, it was attention getting, and there's one more piece to it, and this is one I really want to get to, is that shortly thereafter, the recipient received an email encouraging them to sign up for this consultation and get the Chromebook. Just one email. It didn't come before, it came after. How? Well, because the FedEx guy insisted that this package be signed for, right? But did you know you can do this with USPS? Yes. We're partnering with Market Builders. We're working on that right now. And Market Builders has done campaigns like that, where when it's delivered, same day it's delivered, I believe, they're able to take the USPS scanning technology. Right now I get emails, I know when the mail came here in my office, because it's down the hall a ways. I know when the mail came because I get a notice from eBay if I got a package that day. And it says, your package has been delivered. I go, oh, that means the mail came. And I can go look at it. So these things are possible. And so as the recipient pointed out, she got the email at the maximum point of interest. The maximum. Right when she opened it and is curious and thinking about it, and it dominates the desk. It's all over, the pieces, and we could have made a fold out even bigger on but nothing else is happening in your world that day, right now, when you're opening this elaborate package. And, the fact that you even have to take it out of the band, take that letter out, builds engagement. There's physical. She talked about the paper and the velvet coating. Is that the best? Well, we can compare it to other mail options. It's wonderful. So, first of all, it was a very targeted campaign. Second, it grabbed my attention because of both the dimensionality of it and the bright blue. And third, I received their first email at the time when my interest in their message was at its highest level. So, if you want a digital mindset, let's do mail. I'm John Miglosh. Like and share, your friends will know you're smart. And today I'm going to actually try hitting the right button. So, nice to see you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.